Hey, this will be a video chart on IDCN. Looking at this one, we have an interesting little chart set up, hopefully taking place here. Yesterday, looking down here at the volume, you can see big volume day. Unfortunately, it was in the red direction, so we had a big red candle here. However, followed by today's action with lesser volume, and then this sort of possibly bottom forming candle. Maybe this is some sort of bottoming play right here. So it's kind of a nice little risk versus reward setup, meaning if you honor stop losses, you could get in somewhere down around here, set a tight stop loss, and if it doesn't go your way, okay, you have a small loss, but if it does go your way, there's quite a bit of potential with any sort of bounce. So looking back at the chart from yesterday, this is what it looked like. Big volume, red candle, and then today you can see volume dropped off quite a bit, and then we formed this question, or excuse me, this candle, which brings about the question: was yesterday some sort of capitulation day, and now the bulls are starting to regain control, or is this just kind of a little temporary movement within overall broader current downwards move? I wish I knew the answer to that. All I know is, from a technical analysis standpoint, it's telling us that we could be at a bouncing point based on yesterday's big volume and then today's candle. But unfortunately, technical analysis isn't a crystal ball, so we can't look into the future and know for sure what's going to happen. But it is telling us that there's a chance that the people that wanted to get out yesterday are all out, and now today we're both slowly starting to creep back in, formed a nice little bottom forming, and we'll see if we get some upwards action. So the question really becomes, how can you tell whether or not the bulls are starting to take charge? And the easiest way to measure that is simply to watch how the price does around certain key areas of resistance. Right now, a good initial test is going to be at this level right here. If we look back at the history of the chart, we had it act as support there, support quite a few times here, and then when it fell, it became resistance. So this level right here at 0.0015 is going to be a good first test for any sort of bounce. And if there's a bounce and the bulls can get through here, but more importantly close above it, then that's one of these things where it's going to give more credence and more more legitimacy to any sort of hopeful bottom we have right here. So 0.0015 first test, and then the next test is going to be not too far away, but right up here at 0.008, which is essentially where we had a bunch of highs here. And if the bulls can get above that level, then that's where I would start to consider, talking about, a possible reversal taking place. A close above here, yeah, you can classify it as a bounce, but there's a big difference between a bounce and a reversal. There's such thing as dead cat bounces. So, just because it's bouncing doesn't mean it's reversing. But if the bulls can get some closes above this level up here, then that's where I think, talking about a reversal would be okay. Right now, we're kind of hopefully in a consolidation bottom forming thing, but kind of the, the way it needs to work and the way all charts work is first charts need to bottom and consolidate, then they bounce, a bounce turns into a reversal, and then a reversal will hopefully turn into a breakout of previous highs. So right now we're in stage 1 of 4, we're trying to put in a bottom, trying to do some consolidating down here. Stage 2 will be getting some closes above here, which would be a bounce. Stage 3 would be getting closes above here, which would then start to be a reversal. And then, probably stage 4 would be up around this area where we had these highs, which would now be a breakout above, resistance levels. So one step at a time. But with yesterday's volume and then today's candle, potentially we're ready to consolidate, form a bottom here, and then start to head back up. So very interesting chart. I'll be watching this one the rest of the week to see how this plays out. If it does pull back more, we do have the 200-day simple moving average down here, which should provide a good support. That's valued at 0008. But ideally, hopefully, this was the bottom today, and now we start to see some upwards movement the rest of this week. If there are any other questions on the chart, please let me know. If not, I'd encourage you to check out bullwarriorstocks.com. If you go there and sign up for the free newsletter, you'll be sent a free ebook. And with your newsletter subscription, you'll get chart setup, straight ideas, educational pieces, all sorts of things from big boards down to penny stocks. So there's a good variety, something for everybody, and it's all free, so it's worth at least signing up and giving it a try. We've been making some good money together on our trade alerts and chart setups, so I'd encourage you to head to the website, sign up, and see what it's all about. One more time, this was IDCN. Thanks for listening.